G'day battlers, and today we're doing some more Sorcerous Cup battles, but today we are going to be using some Pokemon that I've only just powered up. So we're going to be trying out Granbull, we're going to be trying out Alolan Sandslash, and we're going to be trying out Claydol. We're also going to be trying out Wobbuffet a little bit more in this video, so yeah, let's just get into the battle. So we had a terrible lead matchup in the front, so we switched out into Claydol, and they had Gloom, and it actually looked like Razorleaf was doing more to us than the Confusion was doing to the Gloom, but they ended up switching out anyway, in that we're up against the RKOP, by the way, who I did battle in stream the other day, but yeah, we're doing some more battles here. So with Claydol, the usual moveset is actually Earth Power and Psychic, whereas I have Earth Power and Gyro Ball. Earth Power is still the way to go against the Hypno. You don't want to go for Gyro Ball or for Psychic, so we do have the most important move in this matchup. So we shielded up. We had to actually burn 2 shields because, well, he got another Thunder Punch off before we could get this Earth Power off. Do let the Earth Power go off, but now we're at a 2 shield disadvantage, so we're definitely looking a little rough. Brings back in the Claydol so we can get another Confusion off onto the Gloom, which definitely does a nice chunk of damage because of the poison typing, and we bring in Alolan Sandslash. So Alolan Sandslash doing a ton of damage with the Ice super effective damage, and then switching out into Alolan, we switched out into Granbull after they switched out into Alolan Muck, because Charm is just going to chunk away, and Peppogitor, that's actually going to be our next opponent in this video. But yeah, we're able to charm down the Alolan Muck just because it does so much damage. And then in comes Gloom, takes us out in a single Razorleaf, but that's fine because we have Alolan Sandslash. So we're not even going to try to throw any charge moves because we'll just get shielded up. So get hit by a Petal Blizzard, no debuff on our end, and we take them down with 2 shields remaining. So that definitely worked out for us just with the heavy hitting moves, and kind of lining up the matchups well, I think. So that's definitely a good showing for the first battle. I only just powered up all 3 of those Pokemon, so yeah, definitely a very good first showing. So going to battle 2 here, we're leading off with a Toxicroak, and then we have Granbull and Wobbuffet in the back. So we were trying to catch an Avalanche onto the Wobbuffet, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that successfully. So we're going to get hit by a Shadow Ball onto the Wobbuffet, but that is alright because even though Shadow Ball from Frostlass does so much damage, we are able to tank one because Wobbuffet is such an absolute tank. We're definitely not in a great spot though, and Miracoat doesn't do heaps, but we're not going to go for a turn because Frostlass does have that normal typing, so the ghost typing, sorry, so it's going to be resisting the ghost damage. So switching into Skuntank, we still go for the Miracoat just because we don't think that we're going to get to a return before a charge move comes through from their end. So yeah, we just went for the Miracoat to do some amount of damage, but looks like they're going for the farm down anyway. Maybe that's because we threw the Miracoat, maybe we should have just gone up for the return, maybe a mistake on my part, but we're able to bring in the Toxicroak, get the Mud Bomb off before their charge move comes through, so we got the CMP, which forced a shield, so definitely fantastic there. Gonna shield this charge move up because we're obviously in a pretty good situation with Toxicroak up against the Skuntank, so gonna let this one come through though, because we should be able to tank it. It might be pretty close, yeah, so it's actually a flamethrower, so we can tank it, but gonna get taken down before we can get a Mud Bomb off. So in comes Granbull, hoping to charm down. He does have Poison Jab, so he's doing a lot of damage to us with the quick moves, so we shield up the charge move here, and then we'll be able to charm down the Skuntank, but actually switching into the Frostlass. And yeah, this is going to hit like a truck just because Frostlass does tend to do that. And yeah, Avalanche takes us out, so that is GG's there. So, you know, second battle didn't go as well, and I completely blame bringing Toxicroak. Should have just gone with the exact same 3 every single game. But now we're leading the Granbull again, and Granbull is really diverse, kind of just because of its moveset. So it's got Charm, but then it also has Crunch, and it has the fighting move, Close Combat. I think that's it. But actually in this game we also brought in Venusaur, which is another kind of very fringe pick. It's ranked like 36-ish on PvPoke, able to take out the Wigglytuff, so it actually really worked out well that we had a poison type in the back for the fairy type they switched in, and then yeah, they let the Frenzy Plant go through. They knew they were in a pretty rough spot, so wanted to bring back in the Munchlax, so we were able to burn a shield off of the Munchlax with that Frenzy Plant, and they're getting off the charge move here just before we can get to another Frenzy Plant, so definitely a good counting on their end. Able to take us out with the Body Slam. We're happy to let it go down, and I'm not sure if you saw the CP, but it turns out that the Celio that we also brought out to try out in this battle, not quite powered up all the way and not the right Celio. So we were like, alright Gloom, let's switch into Celio, let's try and get an Aurora Beam or something, and then we're like, this is like 1309 CP and we only have Body Slam, so I think this game might be a GG's, but we'll see what we can do. So we burned the last shield off the Gloom, not able to get to a Body Slam, which we probably would have been able to do if we had the full 1500 CP, have a little bit more bulk, have a little bit more HP, so you have to shield up the Sludge Bomb from the Gloom. And then, yeah, it's definitely not looking good. We do get this Crunch off, which should finish off the Gloom, but we will get finished off pretty quickly by whatever Pokemon is in the map. Is it the Skuntank? Yes, it's actually Munchlax, but yeah, Munchlax gonna take us out pretty easily there. So, yeah, that is a definite GG. So, thank you for those battles. And so I did get these battles off of Twitter. I posted on Twitter like, "Yo, what up? Come battle time." Yeah, then now we're battling. So up against Pepogutor89, who I have battled before. I actually battled them like the first day that you could battle good friends, I think. Also from Twitter. So yeah, thanks for these battles. So we've got Granbull up against Frostlass. This is definitely a good matchup. And it is now hitting me that I did not speed up these battles. So I did not realize that going into this. I kind of thought that I know exactly why. So I sped it up, but then the clipping the clips together wasn't working. So then I took it out and put it back in. So we are now watching some some 1 time speed footage, which looks really slow after going from the 1.5 times to the 1 times. So if you'd like, you can watch this video on like ×2 speed or ×1.5 speed. So you can hit the settings button in the bottom right, go to speed, and then put it on 1.5 times. I'll try and talk a little bit slower just to match, so that if you do go to 1.5 times speed, then this will kind of sound normalish. But yeah, so we'll just keep going with the video. So we've got Alolan Sandslash up against Alolan Muck. Able to land that Ice Punch is definitely fantastic. Being able to land the Bulldoze definitely took out a huge chunk of that Alolan Muck's health. And so they've still got 2 shields, so bringing in the Frostlass, and we're just going to be going straight for the Ice Punch. And it's really, like, just watching this now, it's definitely clear why I usually speed up the battles, and maybe this will give you some more appreciation for how it looks when it is in the 1 time speed. And so this was actually Best in West's suggestion that I do start speeding up videos way back when, you know, I uploaded 1 video. I was like, yo guys, on the Go Stadium Discord, this is my first video, what do you think? Like, anything I can change up? Best in West was like, yep, you should definitely speed up these videos. It feels so slow watching on 1 times, and he was definitely correct. So we actually switch into the Wobbuffet there, and Pepogutor switches into a Water Gun Celia, which is definitely a very interesting pick. Obviously powered up to 1500, unlike my one from before. We're just going to go straight for the Mirror Coat, just to chunk a little bit of damage off of the Celio. Maybe we should have gone for the Return. Didn't really know how much it was going to do though, but the answer is not much. So we do have Counter, which is super effective to the Celio, but just the fact that Wobbuffet has an atrocious attack stat. You know, we're like under 1000 CP because our Wobbuffet is only like 14, 12, 12, which still gets most of the matchups. If you haven't actually seen my video on Wobbuffet in the Sorcerous Cup, you can click up there to watch that. If I remember to put it up there, I might not. But if I don't, just remind me, comment below, like, yo, you forgot that Wobbuffet link, you silly Billy, at like the, I don't know, 7-8-ish minute mark. So go do that, PvP Steve, and then I'll go and do that. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna get hit by a Water Pulse, which that's the thing about Wobbuffet. It's just so tanky that you can just keep taking charge moves, even though it's not putting out much attack. It can take a lot of attack back, so actually switching out into Frostlass. So I'm not sure if they were trying to catch the charge move, but we end up switching into Granbull to take out the Frostlass, and then back in comes the Celio. I think we might actually shield up here. Yeah, we do. Expecting maybe a Water Pulse to come through. It is a Body Slam though, so we're just going to hope to charm down before another charge move comes through. 1 charm, and we are able to take out the Celio before a Body Slam comes through. And actually that was I completely lost track of the game and didn't realize that was the last Pokemon, which I tend to do a little bit, but yeah, able to take them down with 1 shield left, so that definitely, it went. I think Granbull was definitely a very good Pokemon. Wobbuffet kind of held its ground, so I did power up Wobbuffet in my stream the other day too, so I'll probably be streaming again very soon, so keep an eye on Twitter, and I'll also be posting in the YouTube community tab thing. If you see like those posts on the YouTube feed, that's where that's coming from. So I'll post it in both spots, Twitter and YouTube. Not sure how much early, like, because I pretty much stream, well, the plan is to stream in like the mornings, like after I wake up generally. So there's not going to be too much warning, like it might be a 12-hour warning from before I go to bed. But anyway, we've got Claydol up against Noctowl here, so gonna shield up the Sky Attack because we tried to switch out before, but we were unsuccessful in switching out into a Alolan Sandslash to catch the Sky Attack. So we finally switched out this time because we had double ice. We weren't too worried about getting switched into a counter and losing a counter to Noctowl because we still have Frostlass to be able to beat down the Noctowl later. So we go for the Bulldoze. And actually, this is the game I was thinking about landing the Bulldoze. It wasn't that other game before, so if you're a little confused back then, that is why I was thinking the wrong game. But yeah, now we go for the Ice Punch, which it looks like we actually get the CMP tie. So now we're going to be forcing a shield from that mark, which is definitely fantastic. force the shield, and then so that they can get their charge move off. And I think we're just going to let it come through because there's not really any charge move from Muck that we have to worry about too much. Yeah, just a Dark Pulse, going to be able to tank it, and then we should be able to, actually we could be able to Powder Snow, actually no, it's not, they're charging up energy way too quick, so we're just going to let Sand Slash go down at this point. Not too much health, we'd only be burning a shield to take out, to keep the switch advantage basically, so happy to let it go, and then bring in the Frostlass, farm up a little bit of energy because Frostlass with energy is dangerous, so we've got 2 Powder Snows of extra energy there, and then in comes the Hypno, so we're definitely looking to land a Shadow Ball here, so I think we go straight for the Shadow Ball. Worst case, we're going to burn a shield off of the Hypno, which is still pretty nice because then they'll have no shields. On the ×1 speed, if you're watching on, actually let me know what speed you're watching this video on in the comments below, in the comments section, bro. Just let me know if you're watching it on ×1.5, on ×2. I generally watch everything on ×2, so that's, I'm pretty used to watching, yeah, Pokemon battles, commentary videos, tutorial videos, anything. I'm watching it on ×2. Just takes half as long. You can watch twice as many videos. How good's that? You can like watch my entire channel in like half the time, and that is, it's super cool. So anyway, we're gonna let this charge move come through from the Noctowl. Yeah, we're gonna take us out because Claydol isn't the tankiest, even though it is like, you know, it's this sort of big bulky thing. It's just, it's not made to get to a high level. So we try and farm down the Noctowl. Actually, that we are going to. So we shield off this charge move, and our one hope is that we can land the Shadow Ball. We get the CMP tie on the Shadow Ball basically. So take down the Noctowl and then going straight for this Shadow Ball. If we get a CMP tie, then we will be able to take out this Hypno, and we do get the CMP tie. If it was a CMP tie, I'm not sure if they had enough energy, if they were going for a charge move, or what the deal was, but we do get that, and with that we are able to take out that game. So that is definitely GG's. And we've got one more video, one more battle of the video. So again, sorry Pepogitour for these battles not being as sped up, but yeah, sometimes that's just going to happen in the old YouTube game. But we've got Granbull up against Hypno in the lead here. So this is definitely an interesting matchup. We've obviously got Crunch, which is going to be super effective to the Hypno. Charm and Confusion are both going to be doing tons of damage to each other. Because Hypno is a little bit tankier, Confusion is going to kind of be winning the damage race against us. So we actually switch out into Wobbuffet, trying to catch an elemental punch of some kind, just assuming you'd go for some sort of damage. But yeah, again, they're able to react. So they're able to go for the Shadow Ball, but now you can see the difference between kind of how different Pokemon use the same attacks to get different amounts of damage. So because Hypno's attack stat isn't as dangerous as the Frostlass's, Frostlass is actually able to do so much more damage with the Shadow Ball, just using Wobbuffet as that kind of measuring stick. So in comes back the Water Gun Celio, which we saw from the last matchup, going for the return here, thinking that they'll just think we're going for a Mirror Coat, and hoping that it does a little bit more damage to boot. And it does do a little bit more damage, so I'm assuming return is the way to go in this matchup, but obviously you have to get there, you have to land it. And Celio's taking us out pretty quick at this time, so I think, don't tell me we shield, don't keep Wobbuffet around, don't do it. No, we shield. Alright, so we will be able to get to another charge move, but I kind of think that Celio is still going to be able to take us out. And I probably shouldn't have gone for the Mirror Coat either, but I think at this point we're trying to force a shield from the Celio, make them a little bit worried that we've got a return, don't know the Wobbuffet counts, and we do burn a shield, so that actually did work out for us. So, I mean, we traded a shield, and they actually switch out to keep the pressure going into Hypno, so we obviously can't really do any super effective damage to Hypno. Hypno's going to be resisting this Mirror Coat, Hypno's going to be resisting the counters we're throwing, so yeah, just giving Pepogitour a chance to farm up a fair bit of energy on the Hypno, which is definitely pretty nice. So we decided to switch out so that they can't farm too hard into the Granbull. Hope to get this Crunch off, but unfortunately we're going to have to shield up a charge move here. And then hopefully we should be able to get to a Crunch. So yeah, shield up the Thunder Punch. And got a car very slowly passing, but also quite loudly, which is a little bit surprising. So yeah, sorry if that was a bit loud on coming through, but we land the Crunch. They don't burn their last shield, so we'll see what comes. If in comes the Celio, throwing the charge move to take us out, knowing that we don't have any more shields. So down goes Granbull, and then we'll just have a little bit of a Wobbuffet left, which we might try and throw out to. No, actually, we probably won't. Yeah, we do. That's probably the wrong play because Celio just threw its energy. Yeah, I think that was the wrong play. The idea was obviously to catch a charge move, but I should have just used it as a sack swap later on. So that's definitely a mistake on my part. Oopsie doopsies. And this time we actually go straight for the Earth Power, hoping that we can like get a defense debuff on the Medicham to maybe turn this game around in our favour. So burn that last shield. no debuff, so this is definitely not looking great for us depending on the Metachan's moveset. Like, you know, if it's got Power Up Punch or Ice Punch, then we might be doing a little bit better if... Actually, Dynamic Punch is still going to be resisted also. So it is a Dynamic Punch and it is resisted because of the Psychic typing, so... yeah, we're not looking in a great spot. Going to get another charge move off. If it's a Dynamic Punch, we're pretty much done for at this point, but we'll see what comes through. And it is a Psychic, so it does do a ton of damage, and yeah, it's kind of... Oh, actually, maybe we get... Oh, we overtapped. If we didn't overtap, we could have got the Earth Power off onto the Metacham, maybe taken out the Celio before it Water Gunned us down with the Confusion. I'm not sure if that's the case though, but anyway, thank you both for the battles. In English. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one. Sorry that this second half of the video, well, it's kind of 2/3 of the video was in 1x speed instead of 1.5x speed. I'll double check that going forward. You know, you make a mistake, it makes you more aware of not making that mistake in the future. So you live and you learn, I suppose. So yeah, thank you to my patrons, Melatonin9458, brajSF, -Ben10, NotRandyN3wman and Yahwertle, for supporting the channel because they're the coolest people in the world. Sorry, Celio, you're just not cool enough. And yeah, I'll keep the rambling away from this video because it was already pretty long. So see you in the next video.